Hi guys, here we are at our new lessons for math. So this is kind of exciting that we're moving on and doing some new skills to help us advance for next year. So we're going to try to mirror all of our lessons just like we used to do in class. So whenever we start something new, you start by taking notes. So you should have your notebook and a pencil. Make sure that you copy everything exactly as I have it on the chart. So that way you can have it when we go to do independent practice today, and you're going to need it again for when we do independent practice tomorrow. Okay, so if you don't have your notebook or a pencil, you might want to pause this, go grab it, and find a spot so that you can copy down the notes. If you do have your notebook and a pencil, when I move out of the way, you might want to just pause it so you can copy all of the notes, and then unpause the video so that we can continue when you're ready. Okay, so I'm going to move out of your way and you can copy down all the notes. Okay, so I'm guessing that you had an opportunity to copy down all of the notes and you've continued to push play. So I want to start by going over what is up here on our chart paper. So first of all, you're going to see we're talking about fractions of a set. So we all know a fraction is a small part of a whole, and we know a set is an entire group, so whatever a total might be. So to find a fraction of a set, you're going to have to do three different things. One, you need to create an array using the total. So you have to figure out what the total amount in the set is, first of all. And then you're going to break that array up using the denominator. I'm going to tell you a little secret. When I go to make my array, like for this one, it was 1/3 of 6. I know that 6 is my total, so I know that I need 6 dots here. But I kind of use my denominator to help me to figure out how many dots I'm going to go across. Because if you kind of read ahead to step 2, you know we have to break it up into that amount of groups. So right away, I know I'm going to have to break it up into 3 groups, so I may as well make it easy for myself. Okay, so let me backtrack. So if I wanted to find out what 1/3 of 6 is, 6 being my total in the set, the part that I want to know in that set is the 1/3. So I have to create an array using the total. And we remember an array from 3rd and 4th grade is really just a collection of dots kind of placed in an organized way. So I'm going to put 6 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And like I told you, my little secret is I'm going to make them 3 across. So say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So once you have that array, then you're going to divide the array using the denominator. So that would be 3. So I'm going to break it up into 3 groups. This is group 1, this is group 2, and this is group 3. Or 1 part of the 6, 2 parts of the 6, and then 3 parts of the 6. So now I have to use the numerator, which is the top number, to help me come up with the answer. So if I want to know what 1/3 of 6 is, I have to figure out 1 is my numerator. If I broke this up into my first group, how many dots are in one of the groups? So if I count them, I see that there's 2 dots in that first group. So I know that 1/3 of 6 equals 2. So that's pretty basic stuff. Let me move this back a little. So now let's try and get into what it would look like if I had some different ones. So keep your notes out as I move along so that way you can use them. What if I wanted to know what 2/6 of 24 would be? Okay, so think, how many are in my total set? How many are in all? So if you said 24, you're 100% correct. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my array with 24 dots in it. But don't forget, I got to help myself by using my denominator. I'm going to make the dots go 6 across. So that way when I go to break them up into groups of 6, it helps. So if I made 24 dots with 6 across, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So I just completed step 1, where I drew all of the array with the total amount. Step 2, remember, is now I have to divide it using the denominator, and I kind of used it to help me create where to put the dots. So I know I have to break this up into 6 different sections because I want to know about sixths. So now that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have to look. I want to know, use my numerator, how many dots are in 2 of those 6 sections. So 2 sections would be right here. So this is section 1 and section 2. So I'm going to combine them. So if I added all these dots up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I now know that 2/6 of 24 is going to equal 8. Okay, let's try another one. What would 3/6 of 24 be? Well, I don't have to redraw it because 24 is the total in my set. So I already have my 24 right here. I know that I have to break it up into 6 groups, which I already did up here. These are my 6 groups. But this one's asking me, instead of 2/6, they want to know what 3/6 would be. So instead of looking at just 1, 2 groups, I now need to combine this 3rd group for that. So if I look at how many dots are in this 1, 2, 3 groups out of the 6, I knew I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 3/6 of 24 is going to equal 12. Okay, let's try another one. What would 3/4 of 8 be? First, think to yourself, how many are in the total set? So think, 8 is my total set. So when I make my array, that's how many I have to draw in my array. I know that 4 is my denominator, so I'm going to make them have 4 going across. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's my 8. Now I need to break it up using my denominator, step 2, into 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now using my numerator, I want to know how many are going to be in 3 of the 4 groups. So this is group 1, group 2, group 3. So I would just count up the dots in those 3 groups. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means 3/4 of 8 equals 6. Okay, not too difficult. So now let's try 2 more, and then you're going to go and practice on your own. And again, if you don't understand after these 2, rewatch the video and pay attention to where I'm putting the numbers, how I'm using those numbers to help me, so that way when you look at yours, it makes sense to you. So if I start here, 1/3 of 9, you have to try and figure out first how many are in the total set. Well, there's 9 in my total set. So I know I need to draw 9 in my array. Use my denominator to help me. I'm going to make them go 3 across because I know I have to break them up into groups of 3. So I'm going to do 9 dots going 3 across. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, using my denominator, I'm going to break them up into 3 groups. So here are my groups. 1, 2, 3. Use my numerator. They want to know how many are in 1 of the groups. So here's my 1 group. I'm going to count up my dots. 1, 2, 3. So 1/3 of 9 equals 3. So now if I had 2/3 of 9, it's going to be the same thing. 9 is my total. So here's my 9 dots. My denominator is a 3. So again, I broke them up into 3 groups. But now, instead of seeing how many are in one of the 3 groups, I want to know how many are in 2 of the 3 groups. So that would be this section right here, group 1 and group 2. So if I count up the dots, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2/3 of 9 equals 6. So I hope this video helped you. We learned our first new thing since we've been in remote learning, so this is kind of exciting. When you go to do your independent practice in the Google Classroom, you're going to see that it's on a PDF. You cannot write on that PDF. You're going to have to draw the arrays just like I did here on another piece of paper and upload the video using a Google slide, which I also attach directions on how to do that. So if you need help, just send me a message in the Google Classroom or have your parents message me in ClassTag, and hopefully I'll be able to get back to them quick enough so that you can continue with your math. Okay, keep it neat, keep it organized so that it's easy for me to read and correct and understand. Also, don't forget to number your problems. So if I'm solving problem number 1, I'm going to write problem number 1. Okay, and rewrite the problem. So if it says, what is 2/3 of 24?